Well, hello, you gorgeous bunch of madheads. Your boy's back. For those of you who don't know, I've been off with the old COVID. Finally got me. It's been 2.5 years, 2 years. Managed to escape it. Never had it. And then, yeah, I got it. And for those of you that are interested, my experience of it was a mixed bag, to say the least. It's a weird feckin' virus, isn't it? Jesus. I had like the typical cough, the dry cough. I had 2 really bad days of like fever, and those 2 days were during that pissing heat wave, when we had those 2 days of like really mad heat. On the Tuesday, where it was like nearly 40 degrees here in the UK, I was under a flipping duvet shivering. The f***? You can't really see it now, but I had like this mad rash come up on both arms. Crazy fever dreams as well. But the weirdest thing, it's probably oversharing, but it just completely destroyed my libido. Like nothing. I was like a eunuch. Not even Aphrodite herself could have tempted me. There was just nothing happening at all. I thought, I hope this don't pissing last. Then again, I'm single, so it don't matter, does it? Yeah, weird, strange virus, but I'm back. All guns blazing, I'm fine. Probably sound like I've got a bit of a cold. I'm sort of coming to the end of it now. So I've sort of got like a little bit of a cough, a little bit of a sniffle. But other than that, I'm fine. So what better way to see off the old COVID is a celebratory drink. And today I've got Thatcher's Blood Orange. Oh, it's fit. And also to celebrate me coming back, we're gonna make a cheap potato curry. Because again, no one's got any pissing money. But before we dive in, please do the usual thing. Like, share, subscribe, thank you very much. Share this to your friends and family, and obviously those people that are in need, that need these cheap, easy recipes. So come on, get your face down here, let's go and make this curry. Lovely stuff. So a quick little rundown before we crack on. Got our spuds here, it's about 600 grams, but all the ingredients and measurements and all that lot will be in the description below. Now, with your potato, you want something firm and waxy. I think this is a Maris Pia. So like a new potato, a Charlotte would be fine as well, or whatever kind of waxy potato you have in your respective countries. I've left the skins on as well because there's lots of nutrition in those, and I've just cut them half lengthways. Okay, spuds. I've got one diced red onion as well. I'm just going to take a little bit sort of to one side because I'm going to save that for when the curry's cooked, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Got some chilies, they're optional. Coriander, I mean, I love the stuff, but you know, if you don't like coriander, leave it out. Bit of the old GGP, ginger garlic paste, tin of tomatoes. I'm gonna use a bit of double cream, and of course our spices. And just quickly, you know, if you're gonna have to go out and buy the spices, you're gonna have to add that to your cost. But listen, just go out and buy them, right? I know people can be a bit timid and a bit sort of nervous around spices. They're not sure how to use them and stuff, especially if you're a novice cook. But go out and buy these spices. I'll put a list of the ones on the screen. It costs you about a tenner. It's a great initial investment because once you get these spices, you can make a whole myriad of dishes. Right? Not just Indian food, but you can like make some roasted vegetables with some nice spices on. Just kind of jazz things up a bit, doesn't it? And make sure you go to those small Asian shops, not the supermarkets, because you'll pay a premium. The small independent Asian stores, they'll be super helpful, super friendly. Go and ask them and they'll sort you right out. But this is the base for our curry. So let's crack on, start, go make it. Right, so get a vessel of your choice. I've got Old Faithful here, my cast iron enamel pot thing, which is brilliant by the way. Get onto a lowish heat, and I'm going to add some veg oil. A couple of tablespoons, you want a fair bit. I mean, you could use sunflower oil, but let's face it, you know, there's a shortage of that at the minute because Putin is a Then I'm going to go in with our onion. Again, reserving some for when the curry's finished. And then taking our teaspoon here. Just going to sweat these down, usual drill. You want a little bit of colour on these. You don't want them burnt like burger onions, but just singed. Just a tiny bit of colour. It's going to add a nice sort of depth of flavour to your curry. So I'm going to crack on with this. It's going to take about 10 minutes. See you in a second. Right, onions have taken on just a little bit of colour. So now what I'm going to do is add the spices. And you may be surprised to know that there's very few spices in this. You don't need to add like loads of spices to dishes, you know. You can use just a few basic ones. So I'm going to go in with about a teaspoon of garam masala. I'm going to add another teaspoon at the end just to finish it off. Same with cumin seeds. Half a teaspoon of turmeric. Good heaped teaspoon of coriander powder. Half a teaspoon of chilli powder because it is quite a sort of spicy one, that, so gonna hold back. In with the ginger garlic paste. I like it quite punchy, so I'm gonna add 2 nice teaspoons. You can use fresh, but I haven't got any ginger in it at the minute, so I'm using my backup, the jarred stuff. It's fine, works, does the job. I'm also adding half a diced chilli, and wash my hands because I flipping end up rubbing my eyes or something. And then just spend a couple of minutes just sort of waking those spices up. It won't take long, and just be careful not to burn them as well, but they do need waking up. As Evanescence said. Wake me up inside. So just on a low heat, spend some time, couple of minutes, waking those spices up, and then we can add the rest of it.
2,000 years later.
Right, okay, so it's been a couple of minutes. In with our spuds. In there. Our tin of chopped tomatoes. And then fill this up about halfway of water. Get that in there. Bit of salt. Always add salt. Smoosh that all around. And I know it looks like a big sort of pile of mess right now, but trust me, it will come together. And again, I'll put up on the screen some nice little additions that you could put in, or swap outs, yeah? You could put some cauliflower in here, some spinach. I've done a version of this where I put some, you know, ropey old carrots in that needed using up. I added those in. You put some leftover roast meat in there if you want as well to bulk it out. Just bear in mind that the more you add, the less sort of liquid you're going to have. So you might need to like whack in an extra tin of tomatoes. But it's a great vessel for using stuff up. So I'm going to get the lid on. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a gap there just to allow some of the steam to escape. The beauty of this curry as well is excuse me, I've just had a bit of a coughing fit. Still got a bit of the cough left. It's not going to take long, slow cooking, so it's not going to eat up your gas or electric. It's going to take about 30 minutes to cook, just until the potatoes are cooked all the way through and that sauce is kind of homogenised together. It's nice and thick, it's coated the potatoes and it's all lovely. And you'll know it's ready because you'll start to see little pools of orange oil come to the top, orangey yellow oil. That means that the spices are cooked out and you're pretty much good to go. So come back in about 30-40 minutes and then we'll finish it off and we'll get it in my face, in my cake hole. See you in a bit. Right, so it's been about 30-35 minutes. Let's have a look at this sucker. Ah, yes. Okay, we can finish this off now. Let's just check the potatoes are cooked. Yeah, cooked all the way through. And if you kind of get a bit closer, if I can get you down here, look. Hopefully you can see, look, the sort of pools of orange oil that sort of come to the top. That's a good sign. Means your curry's basically ready. And all we need to do to finish this off is I'm going to add another teaspoon of garam masala. Garam masala is a finishing spice as well. You put it in at the end and it wakes everything else up. I'm going to go in with a good handful of fresh coriander and I'm going to add some double cream. Now don't add the double cream in too early, like as it's cooking, because it might have a tendency to split. And it's about 150 ml here, it's a small pot, but we're not going to need all of it. Probably about half, so that's 75 ml in it, thereabouts. Okay, and again that's entirely optional. You can kind of just have the curry as it is. You don't have to add the cream. But what the cream does is it just kind of, I don't know, it brings it all together. It sort of mellows things out a bit, brings all the spices together and just makes it yum. And for me it's a little bit too dry, so I'm going to add just a bit more water just to loosen it up. And I know I've said this before, looks like the inside of a toddler's nappy, but trust me, it's going to come through, it's going to be tasty. It was ridiculously simple to make, so I'll dish some up and I'll give it a taste. Exactly, Moggs. So I'm going to dish myself up a little bit. I'm not going to have too much because I'm actually not that hungry. I had a bit of a late lunch at work, so I've not that long eaten. Get some of that sauce as well. And you can have this with like rice, roti, naans, whatever you like. But also remember I said earlier to keep some of that red onion by that we got here. Keep some of that to just add to the top like that. And there's a reason for this, because if you're making like a really rich curry, like a butter chicken or this, or anything that's got lots of butter or cream in it, adding just a little bit of raw red onion to the top, it gives you like a nice refreshing sort of sweet crunch, which is a nice contrast to the rest of the meal. So here we are then, my ridiculously cheap and easy potato curry. Let's give it a bash. I've got some roti as well that I was going to have with it, but I'm just not that hungry, so I'm just going to have a bit on its own. Of course it's good. I made it. It's simple, it's spicy, it's got that nice sort of curry flavour, and it tastes great. Nice and creamy, easy to do, bosh, make it. So there we go, simple to do, you saw how easy that was. Cheap and tasty potato curry, get on it. Cost bugger all, and then that'll feed like 2-3 people with some roti, rice, whatever. Or just have it on its own. But I'm going to go sit down and relax now. Now if you enjoyed the video, please do the usual thing. Like, share and subscribe, leave a comment down below. So I love hearing from you, it's my favourite part. And a reminder as well, share this to your friends and family and the people that are in need. The ones that need cheap, easy recipes like this. Because, you know, we read the news and things are just getting bloody worse, aren't they? And I'm doing what I can to kind of help you out, using my skills to help you. And you seem to be loving it as well. You seem to be very responsive, you know, to these sort of recipes. So I'm glad I'm having an impact. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'll see your gorgeous faces next time. Ta-ra for now. What?